Okay, let's move on to the Ryan and Melissa. So as both of you are community pharmacists in New Zealand and also Malaysia, so have both of you always been interested in the clinical or community field, or is it by choice, or is it just nothing to do, so I'll just go to community so I can have more a work-life balance? So maybe this time lady first, so Melissa can go first. Yeah.
I'm going first. I'll just let you know, actually I'm not in the community pharmacy.
Oh really?
No.
Oh.
I'm actually in sales and marketing. I do business.
Oh.
So I'm actually doing distribution for a company in Malaysia. So we are doing wholesaling. We have our own products, about 2,000 own products. And we have my main office is in Subang, Malaysia, but we have actually our sister office in Singapore as well. And we are also actually we have another office up and coming in Asia as well. Yeah. So basically, I run the whole operations of the branch. We do sales, we do marketing, we do distribution. So it's so every day is normally we go about like usual, businesses as usual. But there are days that it gets very exciting, yeah. Especially when you have doctors calling you and asking you where are my drugs, why have you not sent this? My patients are in front of me dying, and things like that. So we do get our kinks here and there, but generally the difference of probably a community pharmacist to what I'm doing is that my hours are more fixed. Yeah, I mean retail in Malaysia, you have to work on weekends. You don't have much family time on weekends. Yeah. So that's one of the reasons why I've never stepped into the retail side of things. And probably the other reason why I'm not in the retail, if I was in it and if I ran my own retail, I would probably be losing a lot of money because when you see patients coming in and they tell you that this is so expensive and things, I probably won't be selling at a profit. Just buy it at cost and go. It's very different, believe me. So that's the reason why I'm not in the community and I'm in this line instead where it's a fixed office hours and things like that. But prior to that, actually, even when in Malaysia, the first step is that you get your training and you most of the time put at the government institutions, right? So yeah, I did my 1-year hospital training or clinical training, in Malaysia. But the moment I finished my internship or pupillage, we call it here, I was actually shifted into management. So I was managing the policies in Malaysia, from the HQ. So we cascade all this down to the hospitals and to the health clinics in Johor, where I am at now. So technically, like I said, I'm not really a clinical person, nor am I a very retail person. It's just that I'm more management-based person. Yeah.
Oh, I'm pretty sure you can do both in most fields. And then I think pharmacies in Malaysia, especially retail, is very different and hard to survive in a sense. Yeah. Because I'm also Malaysian, so I kind of know about it. Yeah. How about Ryan? Are you in community pharmacy?
Yeah. For myself, I'm a bit more laid back. It's more like a Kiwi culture. And also we live at a very small town. So I live in a small town, in Arrow town. So there's roughly only 3,000 people. There's only one pharmacy. The closest town/city is in Queenstown, which is a 20-minute drive. It's a bit bigger, 30,000 people, but still nothing comparing to most Asia country or cities. When we first qualify from pharmacy school, when we come to New Zealand, majority of pharmacists are going to community. You're looking at roughly 92% of them. We barely have industry, so I don't even know any industry pharmacists here, because majority think to Australasia, which most of the drug companies will be in Sydney, and there's not many here. Community is something that I do like. I do enjoy the patient human interaction. And that's the reason why I love being in a small town, working in the pharmacy that where I live. And then you get to know everyone in your town. One morning, I remember when I was working on a Sunday, one morning I helped 6 people from my street. I do like that sense of belonging, and that's probably the reason why I'm staying in a small town, helping the community. And of course, you do get a bit of life balance. I got 2 cats and a dog, so it's quite good, and then it keep my life a bit more interesting. And while you still can do something you enjoy and still getting paid relatively well. Yeah, but I don't know if I would change my career. I think I do love what I do, and that's the hard thing. And as long as you love your career, and you probably just carry on with that. That's what I would say.
Yeah, it's really amazing to really love your own career, and especially Australia and New Zealand, you guys get paid quite well compared to Malaysia or other countries. Yeah, it's really good.
Got the cat.
I love the cat.
Aww.
I have to say,
I'll never forget one of the pictures Brian sent me from his work. He literally like stepped outside his pharmacy and he took a picture of the mountain ranges in Queenstown and he sent it to me. He's like, oh yeah, I'm at work. I'm just like, wow, you're just really rubbing it in and making me jealous, aren't you? And he's like, oh yeah. And after work, I'm gonna drive 30 minutes up the mountain. I'm gonna go snowboarding. I was like, wow, Brian, you're living the life.
Yeah, living the life.
So,
Nice.
very, very jealous of Brian
City,
sometimes.
right?
Where he's at.
Thank you for answering. So I know all of you guys have been in the field for years now. You guys are not university students anymore. Oh, well, maybe except me and but well, you graduated pharmacy school, so I would like to know what kind of qualities or advices would you give to the APRO members out there to make them like stand out among the other pharmacy students, or like how to pursue their future? Like, any advices or qualities you would give? Let's start with Mien.
I suppose from what I've learned in terms of IPS as a career so far is really just say yes and take whatever opportunities you can. Really, I mean, sometimes you can feel really uncomfortable in terms of stepping into roles and you might not feel prepared. I mean, in my case, it was trying to step into chairperson role. I myself didn't feel prepared, but you always have the people around you to kind of recognize your qualities and support you. And so be willing to kind of step out of your comfort zone and just take the risk and just do it. And you'll get through it. And then you can, ask the people around you to kind of help you out. With those opportunities, get involved in student organizations locally, get involved, if you can, regionally or even internationally. If there's even, currently, online, there's tons of webinars and events they can join. So, if you've got a bit of time, take the opportunity to kind of participate in them. What that meant for me is that when I was applying a lot for kind of positions and jobs, it's like most pharmacy students are like, oh yeah, I went through pharmacy school, I worked in this pharmacy, got a bit of work experience. And then on the other side, I could be like, oh wait, so I went to IPSF, I did a bit of traveling, went to all these countries, met all these people. And obviously that just makes a world of difference in terms of standing out. Just adding more to your resume, having more to talk about, and just making your life a lot more unique and interesting in a sense. For me, take those opportunities. And then I suppose second thing for me, me going into medical school, and I'm like 30 years old now, it's just that it's never too late to do something. Follow your passions and really just go for it. And don't let others tell you what you can't do. I think when I was making that transition to medicine, I was working in the pharmaceutical industry and I was a manager in locally at Bayer, which is like a multinational company. And a lot of my friends, and I was like, oh, you're very comfortable in your job. You earn quite well. It's very flexible. You get to travel. You get to walk around and meet other people. It's like, why don't you just kind of pursue this path? And you can only go up from here. I was like, well, but then again, I don't like to be kind of surrounded by a desk and kind of sitting here all day. And so it's kind of upstream help in terms of helping lots and lots of people. Personally, it just wasn't for me. I still wanted that patient interaction and that challenge of kind of like clinical challenges. And so I took the step of doing medicine. And so, despite being a bit older than most of your medical students who are probably like early 20s or so, I decided to make that transition. And look, even going to medicine, I've met people who are like 40, 60s even, who have gone into medicine. So yeah, it's never too late to do something. Just give it a go, pursue what you're passionate about.
I agree with that. It's really never too late to do something. What about Melissa? Do you have any advice for APRO students, members?
First thing, being a pharmacist, I think we are very, how would I say it? My term is jack of all trades, but master of none. Right? First thing is that I guess everybody needs to open their minds up and take that first step into the unknown, I would say. Doesn't mean that you're a pharmacist, especially in Malaysia context, and you end up like 97% in the retail or in the clinical side of things. Yeah. Look beyond that, I would always say, there are so many other industries that pharmacists can go and it'll be good for you all to explore, or where you can go. And even although I did study pharmacy, but I would say that business is more of my forte. I would say I really love meeting people. Sometimes they ask me why are you going out to meet with customers? And just go meet them. Sit down, have a chat, look into the market. Actually, it's very good to be engaged with people. So looking back at things, saying that most of Asians we're more closed up. Take this opportunity, to make congresses. Even doing that now virtually, I would say virtually, even easier. You don't even have to on your camera. You can actually just speak up. Yeah, people don't even know. You can put some handsome Korean actors pictures there, right? Most Korean actors now are so handsome. You know? So like you can just use that, and you don't even have to show your own face, but speak up, learn how to speak up, learn how to engage with people, listen to them. You know, one thing about I've known through a lot of customer engagement that the trend of the customers now is very different. Maybe because we're the younger generation. I'm still young. I'm still, I'm just saying that the new doctors, new pharmacists that I engage with, they don't like speaking. Actually, they text more, they email more. But I feel that that human factor is gone. That that relationship that we have when we speak. And of course, COVID has just brought this even brought this about quicker. Everybody's just texting and things like that. So if you want to boost up your confidence, and things like that, hopefully by next year there would be a April congress or something like that. And I hope that everybody can come, meet with people, talk to everybody. Although when I first joined, especially in that time, I think it was Japanese have not come in yet, but Koreans have actually come and join April that time. I know it was very difficult to communicate with a lot of countries like Singapore, Malaysia, because English wasn't their forte, I would say. But I mean, just to let you know, I've got two good Korean friends. One of them is Yuri. Maybe you all do know her. The other one is my crazy RRO last night. She's married now as well. She's actually toned down a little, I would say. And they try their best to actually speak out and they in whatever methods they can. And I think that's the first step that we take, to kind of like build the confidence. Doesn't mean that you don't know English, it's a setback nowadays. It's not. Knowing another language can actually be an advantage for you. Coming from a person, I'm just letting you know, I'm Malaysian, and Malaysians, normally Chinese Malaysian, do know how to speak Mandarin, but I don't know Mandarin at all. I speak only Chinese and Bahasa Malaysia, which is our national language. So I do know, if you know an extra language, it's good, So look at it at that point. Yeah, be confident, engage with people. Just step up, just say hi, and just smile. People will generally somehow start a conversation with you. Yeah.
And I also agree with your first part where you said you should there's so much more to do and explore than just become a community pharmacist and just let your life become who you are as it flows. But I think after you graduate pharmacy school, there is so much things to do. You should definitely become more engaged and active. So lastly, Brian, you look a little bit tired.
It's 11:30 and I just had my first COVID jab this evening. That's why I'm kind of I start feeling it on my arm now. A wee bit.
Is that pain?
That's alright. Just a wee bit achy just on where the jab was. I was okay until now. Okay, I start feeling it. It wasn't too bad earlier. I'll add a few things to what me and Melissa say. I think being confident, being proactive, those are really, really important key. And how I look at IPSF is, it is like a really too many platform that is like what you're going to face in the world when you finish your pharmacy school, when you get to the real reality of the world. And it's really, really good. It's a baby step for you to get there, and everyone's friendly, and you can be just like what Melissa says, just say hi, and then people will start conversation, and you start meeting friends, and it helps to boost your confidence. It is all about the soft skills, put it this way. What you learn in pharmacy school is all your knowledge about drugs, pharmaceutical, but no one's going to teach you all the soft skills, how to interact with patients, how to talk to people. And I think IPSF provide a very, very good platform for that. Not just even within your country, you get to meet the Asia Pacific region like APRO, you get to know other countries' culture, or even if you go to the world level, and you'll learn a lot of things from that. And you get to know how some countries may be more outspoken, and some countries might be a bit more reserved, but then you can tell they're really, really organized. You'll come across all those, just like what Dora said earlier. You can see how APS Japan is really, really ready for transition, like they get their organizations really well, and that's all the things you can learn from it. There's not really anywhere else you're given this opportunity to learn things. If you have a chance as a student, if you get the opportunity to go and to explore in IPSF or meet other friends, do take it. Things like this, your experience that will make you stand out among your colleagues or classmates, because not everyone given those opportunity. If you get given one, do it. That's probably what I would say for the students nowadays.
Yeah, I agree with that. Really, when you apply to a job, right, they just want to see how proactive, how organized you as a person, or how confident you are as a person. And based on that trait, the chances of you getting a job is way more higher. And But I think like really late for like Mian and Brian right now. And then I guess that's all for our questions today. Yeah, I don't want to get to you guys for too long. Probably tomorrow you guys have work. I'm not sure about that. Yeah. So maybe thank you everyone. And it's really fun to get to know more about you and talk to everyone here. So yeah, maybe when I count to 3, we can all say bye together and just end the call or anything. Yeah, sure. 1, 2, 3. So bye.
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 Take care, Brian. Take care, man.
All the best, guys.